Welcome to this sacred moment. Take a deep breath, allow yourself to be here, exactly as you are. This moment was created especially for you, and perhaps you were guided here because somewhere deep within you, you already know that there is a different way to live your days. Have you ever noticed how some mornings seem predisposed to chaos? You open your eyes and there's already a feeling, almost palpable, that today is going to be one of those days. And then, mysteriously, everything you feared happens. The traffic is impossible. People are angry. Problems pile up. And at the end of the day, you sigh and think, I knew it. But what if I told you that you weren't just predicting your day, you were creating it? The human mind is far more powerful than we've been taught. It's not merely a passive receiver of reality, it's a creative force, a tool for manifestation, a veritable diary of the future. And today you're going to learn how to use it in a completely new way. There is a fundamental difference between reacting to the day and consciously creating the day. Most people wake up and wait to see what life will bring. They live in reactive mode, responding to external events, to other people's moods, to circumstances that seem out of their control. It's like being a boat adrift on the ocean, moved only by the waves and the wind. But you don't have to be that boat. You can be the captain, setting your course even before setting sail. Your mind possesses this extraordinary ability. It can program your future experience through what you choose to think, feel, and visualize before living the day. Neuroscientists call this priming, the mental preparation that directly influences how we perceive and respond to the world. When you mentally plan your day, you are activating specific neural networks, tuning your attention to certain possibilities, and creating expectations that your brain unconsciously works to confirm. But this is more than science. It's ancient wisdom. It's the power of conscious intention. Think of your mind as the editor of a film that hasn't been shot yet. You have the power to decide, what will the tone of this story be? How will you feel throughout it? What kind of energy will you emanate? How will you respond to challenges? And here's the secret that few understand. Your mind doesn't fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real experience. When you visualize something in detail, with emotion, with clarity, you are activating the same brain circuits that would be activated if it were actually happening. That's why elite athletes visualize their performances before competitions. That's why surgeons mentally rehearse complex procedures. They know that the mind rehearses first, and the body follows. Now imagine applying that power to your entire day. Let me teach you, step by step, how to transform your mind into a diary of the future, how to mentally write the perfect day before you live it. This is a practice that, when incorporated into your routine, has the power to completely transform your quality of life. The first step happens while you're still in bed, in the first moments after waking up. Before grabbing your phone, before letting the rush take over, you dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to connecting with yourself. Place a hand on your heart, feel its warmth, and take 3 deep breaths. You are saying to your body, I am here. I am present. I am in charge of this day. The second step is to create your intention for the day. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? It's not what you want to do, but how you want to be: calm, confident, loving, creative. Choose an essential quality, an energy that you want to carry like an invisible perfume throughout the day. Now comes the third step, and this one is powerful. You're going to make a brief mental movie of your day. With your eyes closed, visualize yourself waking up full of energy. Imagine yourself taking a refreshing shower, feeling the water wash away any tension. Visualize yourself mindfully drinking coffee, savoring each sip. Imagine yourself at work, handling tasks efficiently and with ease. Imagine conversations flowing smoothly, problems being solved creatively. And here's the crucial detail: don't just look at the images. Feel the emotions. Feel the confidence in your chest. Feel the lightness in your shoulders. Feel the gratitude expanding in your heart. The fourth step is to anchor all of this with powerful affirmations. You will say aloud or mentally statements in the present tense that program your reality. And we will return to these statements shortly. The fifth step happens throughout the day. You reconnect with your intention. Whenever you notice yourself losing focus, breathing shallowly, reacting on autopilot, pause. Breathe. Remember who you decided to be today. This reconnection takes only 10 seconds, but it keeps you aligned with your conscious creation. Let me give you specific examples of how to apply this in different areas of your life. First, let's talk about programming your energy. Imagine you have a busy day ahead of you: meetings, responsibilities, demands from all sides. Instead of waking up already exhausted just from thinking about it, you dedicate your visualization time to seeing yourself energized. Imagine yourself as having an inexhaustible source of energy within you, like an inner sun shining brightly. You find yourself ending the day still energized, smiling, and satisfied. You state, "My energy is abundant and renewable. The more I give, the more I receive." And you know what happens. Your body responds. Your posture changes. Your breathing deepens. You move differently. And the people around you perceive this energy and respond to it. Now let's talk about relationships. Perhaps you have a difficult conversation coming up with someone. Instead of spending the morning anxiously rehearsing all the conflict scenarios, you use your mental journal constructively. You visualize yourself centered, listening with compassion, speaking with clarity and love. You find yourself finding common ground, building bridges. Can you imagine the conversation ending with both of you feeling heard and respected? You state, "I communicate with love and clarity. My words heal and build." And when the conversation happens, something interesting occurs. Because you programmed calmness, you don't react defensively. Because you programmed compassion, you are able to see the other person's point of view. The conversation flows in a way you never expected. In the workplace, the application is equally transformative. Before an important presentation, you don't entertain thoughts of failure. You see yourself as confident, articulate, and inspiring. You envision people absorbing your ideas, asking interested questions, and recognizing your value. You feel the satisfaction of a job well done. You state, "I have something valuable to offer. My contribution makes a difference." And when you walk into that room, you're not nervous. You're aligned with the version of yourself that has already successfully lived through this moment in your mind. Imagine a day when you need to deal with bureaucratic issues, those things that usually irritate you. Banks, government offices, service connections. Instead of programming frustration, you program patience and efficiency. You visualize yourself being served by helpful people. You find yourself resolving everything faster than you expected. Can you imagine yourself returning home feeling relieved after completing these tasks? It seems too simple to work, doesn't it? But you need to understand the power of intention. When you set a clear intention, you're doing much more than just thinking positive. You're activating your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information and decides what deserves your attention. It's like programming an internal radar. If you wake up expecting problems, your brain will seek out and highlight every little problem. If you wake up expecting solutions, your brain will seek out and highlight opportunities and possibilities. Your expectations shape your perception, and your perception shapes your reality. Think about when you buy a new car. Suddenly, you see this car model everywhere. The car has always been there, but now you're tuned in to see it. That's exactly how it works with your daily experiences. When you program lightness, you notice moments of lightness. When you schedule connections, you discover connection opportunities. When you program success, you recognize paths to success that previously went unnoticed. And here's something even deeper: the energy you emanate influences the energy you receive. When you visualize yourself as confident, calm, and loving, you unconsciously adjust your body language, your tone of voice, and your facial micro-expressions. And people respond to that. Have you ever noticed how some days everyone seems friendly, and other days everyone seems irritated? The constant variable on both days is you. The energy you bring into the world creates a kind of magnetic field that attracts corresponding experiences. This doesn't mean you have complete control over everything that happens. There will be unexpected events. There will be challenges. But when you mentally plan your day, you are planning how you will respond to those challenges. And your answer determines your experience. Now let's talk about the claims that support this practice. Affirmations are not lies you repeat until you believe them. They are truths you choose to align with. They are statements of intent that reprogram old mental patterns. Here are some powerful affirmations for your mental journaling practice. I am the conscious creator of my day. Every moment is an opportunity to choose who I want to be. My mind is a tool for manifestation. What I imagine with clarity and emotion, I attract into my reality. I wake up with gratitude and intention. I plan my day for the highest good of all. I respond to life with wisdom, not reaction. I am centered, calm, and confident. My energy is magnetic. I attract situations, people, and opportunities that are aligned with my highest good. I trust the process. I create my day with love and allow life to surprise me positively. Choose one or two of these affirmations to repeat every morning. Feel these affirmations in your body. Let them resonate in your heart. Don't just say the words, dwell in their truth. And now, let me teach you something that will exponentially multiply the power of this practice: the nightly preparation ritual. The last thing you do before going to sleep is just as important as the first thing you do when you wake up. Because your subconscious is at work during sleep. It processes, organizes, creates, and you can intentionally program it. Before bed, take 5 minutes to lovingly review your day. Not to judge or criticize, but to acknowledge. Give thanks for 3 things that happened, even if they were small. A smile you received. A problem that was solved. A moment of peace. Then, forgive yourself for anything that didn't go as you expected. Place your hand on your heart and say, I did my best today. Tomorrow is a new beginning. Then, plan the next day. Visualize yourself waking up refreshed. See your next day flowing harmoniously. Feel the positive anticipation of living this new day. Fall asleep with this energy of loving expectation. Do you know what happens when you do this? You're planting seeds in the garden of your subconscious. And overnight, while you sleep, those seeds begin to germinate. Solutions appear. Insights emerge. You wake up more prepared, more aligned. This nightly ritual completes the cycle. You are saying to the universe, to your soul, to your deepest self, I am an active participant in the creation of my life. I don't just react, I create. And the difference that makes over weeks, months, years? It's transformative. You start to notice that the bad days become less frequent. Not because problems stopped happening, but because you became someone who responds to them differently. You have developed an inner resilience. An ability to maintain your center, even when everything around you is in motion. People start asking, what's changed about you? You look different. And you are different. Because you stopped being a character in the story of your life and became its director. You realize you have more energy, even on busy days. Because energy doesn't just come from physical rest, it comes from alignment. When you are aligned with your intention, when you are living from a place of conscious choice, you access reserves of energy you didn't even know existed. Your relationships improve. Because you stop reacting based on old patterns and start responding based on who you've chosen to be. You become more present, more compassionate, more authentic. Your work flows better. Not because the tasks have changed, but because your relationship with them has changed. You feel less overwhelmed and more capable. You find creativity where before there was only obligation. But perhaps the most beautiful thing of all is the feeling of ownership over your own life. You are no longer waiting for life to happen to you. You are actively co-creating with life. Now I want to invite you to start this practice tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect Monday. Don't wait until you have more time. Start small. Dedicate just 5 minutes tomorrow morning to creating your mental journal. Visualize only one thing you want to flow smoothly. Choose only one energy you want to embody. And observe. Observe what changes. Not with demands, but with loving curiosity. Because when you start seeing results, you'll want to deepen the practice. You'll realize that your mind is much more powerful than you've been taught. That you are not a victim of circumstances. That you have, within you, an extraordinary creative force. And day after day, schedule after schedule, you will sculpt a life that is truly yours. A life that reflects your values, your essence, your heart. You will become someone who doesn't ask, "What will this day bring me?" but rather, "What will I create today?" And now I have a question for you, and I'd love to read your answer in the comments. If you could schedule just one thing for your day tomorrow, a single quality or experience, what would it be? Calm, happiness, courage, connection. Declare your intention, you're already beginning to manifest it. If this message touched you, if these words resonated in your heart, share this video with someone who also needs to remember the power that exists within them. Together, we create a chain of awareness and transformation. Always remember, you are not at the mercy of your days. You are the creator of them. Your mind is your diary of the future. And every morning, you have a blank page, a sacred opportunity to write the story you want to live. Write with love. Write with intention. Write with a certainty that you deserve to live each day with fullness, purpose, and peace. You are more powerful than you realize. And that's okay, it's safe to use that power to create a beautiful life. Until our next meeting.